This might be an $89 waste of money. Because today, I'm going to try and make a gold pan out of aluminium checker plate. Or if you're from the land of freedom units, aluminum. If you've been following my recent series, I made the Mega Sluice, I made the Low Banker, and then my own homemade Miller table. And I've managed to find a reasonable amount of gold with that. But there's one fundamental tool that all gold prospectors use and need, and that's a gold pan. A gold pan just like this, but this is above my pay level when it comes to engineering. These pans are very cheap to manufacture, and that's why they're used across the world. They're literally a cone. You see, in all Western countries, we bastardized the gold pan by putting riffles on it because we don't have the skill to pan without losing gold, apparently. And we reduced their capacity, we put a flat bottom on them, making the water access to pay gravels. At any rate, Batea pans don't have any of those problems. I already made this design out of 1/2 mil aluminium, but we're going to a 3 mil aluminium to give it a bit of structural support. And we do need a guide, unlike my traditional straight lines. Now in theory, I have bought the correct blades, but at this point it's in theory, and I'm sure there's probably a better tool than a jigsaw to cut this aluminium with, but I've read on Google that you can use metal cutting blades to do so that's what we're doing. Alright, so I think I'm gonna need safety glasses for this. Somewhere over near the spinning wheel of death. Not those dodgy looking ones. Oh yeah, well, a lot better than nothing. I could go put my safety squint shirt on. Link in the description if you want to buy one of them. Very professional. Oh yeah. Start with the easy bit, shall we? Many decades later, and we have a perfect squircle. Wow. Almost a perfect squircle. Now because I'm a professional, we're going to use a ruler to find the center. We're not just going to eyeball it. The great thing about it being a circle is you can basically put it anywhere and get it right. So we're at 44 centimeters, so that's 22 centimeters, which is right there. And then we're going to go the other way, there. I need to know where the center is because we've got to fold this. And I'm going to do it by putting a slit in here, and then I'm going to be able to use a bit of pressure to fold that over itself to create the cone. Then somehow I'm going to hold it still enough to drill a hole through and pop rivet it together. This next bit is going to be tedious and difficult, and I'm sure there's going to be a better way. So if you know of a better way without any specialized equipment or tools, let me know. And now I just have to use a lot of muscle and tedious work to bend and form it into shape. Wish me luck. That's our shape. It's a little rough, but it's not too bad considering I did that with sheer force. This is by the by, I'm going to run a little bit of contact adhesive down there. It's going to help somewhat plug the gap. I've got another idea for that too. I've put a bunch of rivets in following the back leading edge, and then I'm going to put a bunch more in along that front cut leading edge. This may or may not work. I am taking a guess here, so let's just see how we go. Surface is all roughed up. All I did there was take a bunch of shotgun pellets and melt them up. Just poured it into the gap, and I'm thinking maybe it'll hot weld itself with a rough surface like that. If it doesn't work, I'll come up with something else. I mean, it's either going to work or it's not going to work. We'll find out. As you might be able to tell, there is a slight problem with my gold pan, and that is that it is bright silver. Now, coloring aluminium is fraught with difficulty for a number of reasons, and I don't have the specialist tools I need to do so. So until either I am able to work with steel or get the right tools, we're going to go with my mate Sharpie. I know it works because I've done a test patch. Consider this to be the world's worst adult coloring book, where the results don't matter and the job is done poorly. What I can confidently say is for the rest of the day, it actually held up pretty well and it did the job. And that's something. This was a rush job, Gadsy.
Oh no, it's good. It's good.
It's not bad. I made this in an hour.
I'm just glad I'm wearing sunglasses because I'm getting blinded by the chrome part.
It's how you bleach your butthole for free. After what I could only describe as a small misadventure, we've made it to a potential spot. This massive sheer cliff here is made up of a lot of till and some minor pay layers that you might be able to see running through. But what it's sitting on is conglomerate, and this conglomerate in the past has been very kind to us. Hey, Gadsy, how's the humidity? Humid? Before we put my prototype new pan into work, let's just see if we can get a few specs from here. There's no methodology to digging a spot like this. You sort of just pick a spot. Okay, we've got a few spots to pan here. Oh yeah. You never know with new spots. Maybe we'll find somewhere that no one's touched in a while and we've got a good accumulation. There might be a reason why no one's been here. Either way, the pan will tell us which is which. I could use a classifier, but my meat scoops also double as one. Yeah. Gold in the first pan. That would be a miracle, Gadsy.
It should be.
Chunky black sand. But no, not even a dot. Well, we'll try one of the potholes, shall we? Well, the good news is there is black sand in this, and you know what they say about black sand? Means you can be a tin miner. Man, that's some chunky black sand. Oh yeah, we got gold. That is not enough gold for me to want to work the deposit, but it is here, which means there's probably a pay streak somewhere. Not only did my microphone lose all its battery, and we've been on quite an adventure, we've found precisely where the gold isn't, and that's just part of prospecting. So I have a new pan, I just don't have a place to use it. So now that we know where it isn't, let's go dig where the gold is. Because you know I totally know where the gold is. The gold gods are sly son of a bitches. You've got to keep on top of them to get the goods out of the ground. It's been hours, Gadsy, hours. But Dora the Explorer has found it. First gold is the new pan.
Ooh, there's a rusty layer there. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's from my hip. The first goal is just seeing if this pan works, and then we'll go into the explanation of how. My Sharpie's coming off. In theory, there should be gold in the concentrates. I can see a piece. I can see some gold! I got gold! Now, it's just to find $89 worth so I can make up the cost of this. The more I look in the black sands in the bottom of the potato pan, the more gold I'm seeing. There's obviously that nice little round bit there. But if you check out just here, we've got several specks, and there's even more that run up through the black sand up here. Let's power through this explanation. A normal gold pan works off stratification just like the potato pan. That's where vigorously shaking it like that sinks all the gold to the bottom and all the lights to the top. But the difference is with a flat bottom pan like this, we're expecting the riffles to stop the gold that's reached the bottom of the pan from flowing out of the pan. The problem with that is clay and dirt compact those riffles and make a smooth edge where your gold will naturally float over the top of it and not get caught where it should be. And the flat bottom of the pan doesn't allow for a concentration of black sand and ironstone to protect your gold with friction because everything is spread out evenly across the bottom. And as we tilt the pan forward like this, water has access to the back of our dirt. But because the potato pan is a cone shape like this, all the black sand sinks down to the very center of that cone. In turn, the black sand and ironstone is able to accumulate on top of the gold, providing a friction bed and protecting it from gravel swirling above. And because the pan is held level, just like this, as that swirling motion happens, it continuously stratifies all the heavy things down to that point. As far as I can see, I got one single speck of gold out of that, but I did get some really cool looking gemstones. The problem that we have at the moment is that the water is too high for us to get into the good spots in the creek. It's still chest deep in most spots, but it's receded enough that all the floodplains that normally have the really good gold have been exposed for a while and they've been hammered. So we're in the in-between season where it's really difficult to hunt gold up.
I'm digging the roots. Jesus, really going for it.
Imagine if there was just like a 4-ounce nugget here for the first time ever.
I wish.
There's a whole bunch of black sand in it. The problem is it's all the same size, so you really want a mix of black sand, like different particle sizes. That indicates gold. Lots of fine black sand indicates a floodplain, which is not good for gold. Yeah, we've got a couple little flakes in there. Nothing major. Got one there, one right there. Nonetheless, I managed to do a few pans out of my homemade gold pan. Let's see how much I found. I promise you it's going to be 2/10 of gold. Irrespective of the 15 cents of gold I've likely found today, I'm going to go home, I'm going to make a few improvements to my homemade gold pan, and we're going to go back to a good spot. If I'd found all of those specks in one pan, I would have been the most excited prospector on all of Reedy Creek. And so what I'm taking from this is that's still a good day, if it was one pan. So I'm just going to pretend like it was.